And you kind of asked for it.
Yeah, it's down the hall. It's in a different one this year because of the renovation. It's quite nice.
Oh, all right.
It's very lovely ambiance.
Hi, well, you just come over at 2:30.
You sure?
No, I don't mind. New York. And was it after graduating from that, or graduating from another school that you tried out for Supergirl? Was it?
After I graduated high school, I asked my parents, I said, you know, I think I'd like to take a year off because I'd been studying very hard with acting and we weren't really allowed to do much work, and I just thought I would take a year off, and then actually I graduated in June and I auditioned for Supergirl in October, so 4 months out of high school.
So it was 18 years old, and you were cast. Do you know how many girls auditioned?
I actually don't. I know there's a documentary about the making of Supergirl, and they say that they did look at quite a few kids.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. One other thing about Supergirl, I recall reading. I understand that a lot of people felt that as a whole, the film, the editing is what kind of caused it to not be as successful as it could have been. I think there are different versions out there available on DVD, edited differently. Are you familiar with that?
I'm
aware
not.
of that? Does anyone know about this? Yeah.
There's an international version.
At least 3, I think.
Director's version.
Yeah, there's a director's version, international version, and the regular standard release.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But anyway, let's see. Open it up to the audience. Anyone have any questions?
Were you disappointed that Christopher Reeve wasn't in Supergirl?
Do you want to repeat the question?
Oh, sure.
So people can.
Oh, yeah, good.
That.
Sure. Helen was asked if she was disappointed because Christopher Reeve was not in Supergirl.
It was a very brief time that he was actually in the script, and then they pulled him out. So it wasn't enough to have made an impact on me so no.
Did you get to speak with him prior to filming regarding playing a Supergirl?
When I was training and gaining weight for Supergirl, he was shooting Superman 3, and we were at Pinewood Studios in England, and so I did, or he wasn't shooting it, it was the premiere of Superman 3. Something around publicity. I feel like it was the premiere of Superman 3, so I did get to meet him on that occasion.
You did. Did he give you any advice?
He didn't give me advice, but he was just the most warm, like, lovely, lovely man. Just really, really sweet person. And I mean, Helen in A Midsummer Night's Dream, to me, is the real part. But a lot of people think Titania has it. She just doesn't do it for me. Who knows if it was
let's see. The red hat.
When you were doing Smallville and interacting with the new Supergirl, did you find it sort of weird? I mean, that somebody else was playing a part that you originated?
When I first walked on the set and I saw her, and you know, she's just this beautiful, luminous girl, Laura Vanderhoot, I can't quite, I don't know how to say it. But it was like a very strange feeling to be close to 20-something years older than her, and to kind of think like, is that what I looked like? Is that what it was like? Because when you see someone that young and kind of just, it's almost like beyond if they can act. They're just so lovely to look at. She just had such a lovely presence. So I did have a little bit of like, wow, is that... Because internally at that age, I wasn't thinking, aren't I pretty, aren't I luminous? I was thinking, you know, I have this great part, and how am I going to do this? And so I did have a little bit of that, not just being much older and looking at a younger something of myself.
Okay, we'll take one more, because next I have Darth Maul to interview. I don't want to get him mad at me being late. So,
I was just wondering what actors or actresses in the vintage era of Hollywood that you looked up to when you were growing up.
Well, probably Meryl Streep is just at the top of the heap for me. Once I was, and that was like starting when I was 15, she kind of came on the scene with Kramer versus Kramer, those kinds of movies. And then before that, you know, I was a very musical theater kid, so it was a lot about musical theater, Barbra Streisand, believe it or not, any kind of musicals where that was just sort of my, and you know, Lindsay Wagner from Bionic Woman. I loved her. But then as I got older, it was definitely very much about Meryl Streep. I feel like she kind of held the... And then in my later years, getting to know great movies like Bette Davis and Greta Garbo and those, you know, all those great old dames, but as a kid, yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, thanks everybody for coming.
Thank you very much.